Angelina Hale's name erupted onto the national stage the moment she walked into the bright lights of America's Got Talent, carrying nothing but a microphone and a fragile hope that her voice could change her life. Her audition wasn't just a performance. It was a moment that felt like the birth of a star, the kind that instantly silences a crowd before blowing them away in a single breath. The judges stared in disbelief, the audience rose to their feet, and millions watching from home felt their skin tingle as her voice soared with a purity rarely seen on television. Overnight, social media platforms filled with clips of her audition, fans declaring she was the next global phenomenon, and music critics praising her emotional depth despite her young age. In the span of hours, Angelina went from an ordinary teenager to one of the most talked about talents in the entire franchise, and many believed her life was about to change forever in ways she would never fully anticipate. As the audition clip crossed millions of views, Angelina's name quickly became synonymous with the phrase "the future of American music," and entertainment blogs competed to highlight her overnight rise. The virality of her moment wasn't just due to her vocal strength. It was the raw honesty she displayed on stage, performing as though she had lived 1,000 stories despite her youth. As the audition clip crossed millions of views, Angelina's name quickly became synonymous with the phrase "the future of American music," and entertainment blogs competed to highlight her overnight rise. The virality of her moment wasn't just due to her vocal strength. It was the raw honesty she displayed on stage, performing as though she had lived 1,000 stories despite her youth. Every replay of her audition revealed new layers of emotion that made fans feel as if they were witnessing a young soul fighting its way into the world. AGT producers leaned heavily on her story, featuring her in promos, montages, and online previews that generated anticipation for each new episode she was in. The nation was invested, rooting for her as though her victory somehow belonged to them too. It wasn't long before talent agencies, labels, and industry insiders started whispering her name behind closed doors, eyeing her as the next major investment for the music industry, fueling an expectation storm she had never been trained to navigate. Despite her seemingly effortless performances, Angelina began to feel the weight of competing under the glare of millions. Each round brought new challenges, song changes, stage pressure, camera interviews, and the ever-present anxiety of living up to the hype that fans had built around her. She delivered each performance with admirable courage, her voice steady even when her heart raced off stage. But behind the scenes, those who worked with her noticed the growing tension in her expression. Judges continued to praise her, calling her consistency remarkable. Yet the competition introduced unexpected setbacks. Stronger contestants, louder reactions for other acts, and the emotional roller coaster of elimination nights. When Angelina failed to reach the top 3, a shockwave spread across social media. Fans called the results unfair. Hashtags demanding her return trended for days. But inside, the disappointment hit her differently. It wasn't just losing a title, it was losing the momentum she thought would carry her into a new chapter. The emotional toll quietly began shaping the next steps of her life. After the finale, the world expected Angelina to strike while the iron was hot, release a single, sign with a label, start her promotional tour like countless other AGT alumni. Instead, she did the exact opposite. She vanished. No updates, no announcements, no flashy photo shoots or industry teasers. Weeks passed, then months, with Angelina's social media pages remaining eerily silent. Fans flooded comment sections asking where she went, questioning whether something had happened behind the scenes. Entertainment magazines speculated about burnout, emotional overwhelm, label conflicts, and even family issues. But none of the rumors were ever confirmed. For the first time since her viral moment, Angelina felt like she had regained control, stepping back from the spotlight that had become too bright, too fast. Her decision shocked many, but for her, the silence was survival. A chance to breathe without the noise of expectations crushing her spirit. During her time away, Angelina faced a personal battle far more complicated than anything she had experienced on stage. The pressure to remain relevant, the thought of disappointing fans, and the internal conflict between pursuing fame and protecting her well-being created an emotional storm that she had no guidebook to navigate. She returned to her hometown, reconnecting with family and rediscovering pieces of herself that had been buried beneath the weight of celebrity expectations. Sources close to her say she wrestled with anxiety, self-doubt, and the fear of making the wrong career decisions. For months, she avoided industry calls, emails, and offers, choosing instead to write privately in journals, humming melodies she never planned to share publicly. It was during this period of isolation that Angelina learned one painful truth. Talent may take you to the top, but emotional resilience determines whether you stay there. After nearly 2 years of silence, Angelina slowly reintroduced music into her life, but not in the glamorous ways fans imagined. She began writing songs quietly, without deadlines, without producers hovering behind her, and without the pressure of pleasing millions. She collaborated anonymously with indie artists, crafting verses and harmonies that others would perform. Though she kept her involvement hidden, these small contributions helped rebuild her confidence and reminded her why she loved music in the first place. Then came the surprise. She uploaded a simple YouTube cover filmed casually beside her bedroom window. Within hours, the video exploded. Fans returned in waves, commenting that her voice had grown richer, deeper, than more emotional. It was clear that something inside her had shifted, not the fame, but the soul behind the voice. In a rare appearance on a small podcast, Angelina finally opened up about why she stepped away after AGT. She confessed that the viral pressure and sudden fame felt like an emotional tidal wave she wasn't prepared for. She felt suffocated by expectations to release music quickly, be commercial, and fulfill industry-driven images she didn't agree with. Instead of letting fame shape her, she chose to step back and reshape herself. Her honesty surprised many listeners, and the clip went viral for its vulnerability. Fans praised her for choosing mental health over fame, admiring her strength to walk away from massive opportunities. Angelina's revelation changed how the public viewed her, not as a runaway star, but as a young woman reclaiming her dignity and voice on her own terms. While her public presence remained minimal, Angelina began contributing to causes related to mental health and emotional well-being. She posted heartfelt messages about anxiety, artistic pressure, and the importance of slowing down, resonating deeply with young fans facing similar struggles. She performed occasionally at charity events, singing stripped-down versions of her songs that moved audiences to tears. These small yet meaningful engagements showcased a version of Angelina untouched by industry polish, a sincere, grounded artist using her voice for healing rather than fame. Though no longer trending on major platforms daily, her impact grew in quieter, more profound ways, proving that influence isn't always measured in viral numbers. After years of rediscovery, Angelina began experimenting with new genres: lo-fi, R&B, atmospheric indie, and alternative pop. The girl who once sang emotional ballads on AGT was evolving into a more complex artist with layered musical identities. Her private demos, shared only with close collaborators, revealed a voice more mature and fearless. Rumors circulated that she had begun turning these demos into a larger project, perhaps an EP or a full-length indie album. Even without confirming anything, Angelina's slow artistic evolution fueled massive anticipation among her fans, who believed she was preparing for the comeback of a lifetime. Her transformation suggested she wasn't running from music, she was reinventing it. Today, Angelina Hale remains one of AGT's most fascinating mysteries, not because she disappeared, but because she chose to live differently than the fame-hungry narrative the industry often expects. She exists somewhere between the spotlight and the shadows, crafting art at her own pace, refusing to sacrifice authenticity for attention. Earlier this year, she posted a cryptic teaser hinting at a major project, sending fans into a frenzy of speculation. Former AGT judges have even spoken publicly about her, calling her one of the great talents who deserves the world stage again. Whether Angelina returns with a full album, a surprise performance, or an emotional re-entry into the public eye, one thing is certain: when she steps back into the light, the world will stop and listen, just like they did during that unforgettable first audition.